Right, so I have my new Rowenta Pro Master. It is German made. It is a DW8183. I should have gotten my tablet, but I recently got this because I'm kind of confined on space when it comes to bedroom storage or clothing, I guess, because of everything that I have in the spots that I should be putting clothes in. Um, and I don't want to like overload my clothes to other rooms. So I tend to iron as much as I can to get everything to like a nice size and a nice shape so I can, you know, put everything away. Like you can see in here, I have um, clothes. But anyway, that's the way I tend to have to do things because I don't have a lot of dresser drawers and I don't want to add more furniture to my room because I like how open my room is as it is. So, this is kind of a review on my Rowenta Pro Master. So I got this at Bed Bath and Beyond, and it was $100, but I got it $10 off, I think. And one thing that I want to say to those of you who may be looking for a Rowenta iron is make sure that you buy the one that is actually made in Germany, because I would say the models that don't are typically anywhere between 39.99 to 59.99, 79.99. You have to spend close to $100 or around 80, I would say, in order to get one that's made in Germany. Now, it's going to vary because certain retailers may have theirs on sale, or maybe they do price theirs differently. But at one point in time, the ProMaster was actually their top of the line. Now they have some sort of electronic model. So um, I've seen that one on QVC, and that one was actually on sale for like $70, but it was actually at Bed Bath and Beyond too. It was 140, 120, something like that, and I didn't need the electronic controls, even though they would have been nice. I was going to get a different Rowenta there that it was maroon, but it didn't have the chrome heat shield on it, and I think it had a slightly smaller water tank, and it didn't have the 400 steam holes like this one does. This one has the stainless steel um, bottom plate, and it shoots the steam out pretty far. So um, I'll show you the controls really quick. The steam I have set to the off position. There's an anti-calc setting. This thing's gurgling. Um, Now, the reason why I like this design setup compared to, let's say, this iron right here is because you can see the buttons are hinged and they're directed towards the person using the iron. So they can rest their thumb up here. They don't have to set it up on top of the button. They can set it right back here. And it moves in a nice motion. It's kind of harder to press directly down like this than to just articulate your thumb. So it's a smarter design. The handle's also bigger around than on this Hamilton Beach, though the controls are very similar. It just has a dial, just like this Hamilton Beach does. It has a slider control, which is a lot better mounted than on this iron, because this one's actually mounted on the front rather than on the top. Um, and these buttons are so close together, and they're actually a little smaller than the Rowenta. It's easy to press both at the same time. Um, so I like it because it's kind of angled towards you rather than facing upright towards the ceiling. Um, this one also has a smaller water tank, even though it looks to be the same size as the Rowenta. The Rowenta's is deeper, so it actually goes deeper down into the iron, like this direction. So it actually holds more water. This one's more shallow. This one came with this hot iron sticker, and I mean, this thing, I don't even know when somebody used this last. Definitely wasn't today, wasn't this week, probably wasn't even in the last month. And this hot heat indicator sticker is completely worn off, or it's there, but it doesn't work anymore. Um, and it doesn't have a cord reel, it just has a cord storage. So it makes the iron kind of off balance once the cord is off the iron. And there is a nice button self clean, which I've never used, but for some reason I think that the Hamilton Beach would probably be a little bit easier to use because the antique calc, you have to hold it over there and slide, I believe, as far as I know. Um, the underneath is this Durathon. Is that what they call it? Yep, Durathon non-stick, which this isn't a pan. I mean, it's an iron. Unless you are scorching your clothes or ironing them on too high of a setting, um, then you shouldn't need a non-stick material. But if you look at these two irons, and not just because of the what do you want to call it, the cord wrap, but the Rowenta's is wider. The steam holes are also placed in the center. There's a nice big cluster in the point, whereas this one doesn't have that. Plus this one also has that, and this is on, it has that really nice precision tip is what they call it, to get into smaller areas more concentrated. um, Now, this one says Micro Steam 400 profile, stainless steel. This one, the wattage on this Hamilton Beach is only 1500 watts, whereas this Rowenta is 1750. Um, Otherwise, I mean, the Hamilton Beach isn't a bad iron, but this whole underneath is plastic, so if you're using it over the heat for an extended period of time, you're guaranteed going to get like a clammy, sweaty hand if you're ironing for a purpose, not just for one garment. So I just found that this one's not as easy to use. Plus, it tends to slide up or slide down in your hand because it's plastic and when it has water in it. Um, and then the next part is the fill hole. So it's actually raised up. It's not even recessed. So it'll just go right down the iron if you don't fill it up correctly. And on the Rowenta, it has its own little spout. So I can fill this up with a cup. I don't even need to use a beaker. And it drains a lot easier too. The next thing that I wanted to point out was the Rowenta's water jet, or the mister, actually sprays right down in front of the clothes, whereas this, you almost need to hold the iron up and away and kind of like you're watering a plant or something. And then my final thing about it is, even though the cord does point up and out even when it's unwrapped, it doesn't stay up high enough, and I tend to see that I'm running over the cord more, or there's more close calls with running over the cord with the iron than on the Rowenta, because it's got this nice absorber, or not an absorber, but a they have a word for that, strain relief. So when you're actually using it, it points up and away. So I'm going to turn the steam up a little bit. Come on. What's wrong? There we go. So I just have it on like a low steam setting. And the steam is incredible on this iron. So some of the reviews that I read of, and I'm doing this one-handed, so bear with me. Some of the reviews I read, people were complaining about, I don't know what is up with these shorts, it leaking. Now, I just got mine, so I don't have any leaking problems yet. And I hope to never have any, because this wasn't a cheap iron. But I know that this thing will last me a long time. And prior to watching QVC, my gosh, I'm doing a terrible job with this one hand. So bear with me. I'm sorry that, you know, you got to keep in mind there's pockets underneath this too, so there's going to be a little mark. You don't really need to iron pants like these, or like cargo pants, but these aren't really cargo pants, they're like dressy shorts. Um, so maybe we can find something else. Here's another pair of cargo shorts. I hate when the pockets get like this. But back to what I was saying, with QVC, I had never even heard of Rowenta before. And my parents, they don't care about name brand irons. So they just had whatever. My mom had a Proctor. I don't know if you pronounce it Silex or Selects. I've always pronounced it Selects, like chicken selects from McDonald's. Yum. But not their new ones. They're gross. But so they don't care about that kind of stuff. And my mom had one from when they were both in the Navy together, and they had to keep their uniforms ironed, and I guess she got good use out of it. But we didn't iron clothing or laundry or anything like that. So then when my sister had like a prom dress or something, and my mom needed to, like, what do you want to call it, like fluff it up or something, I guess you use an iron and to keep it shape, my mom bought this Hamilton Beach, which it's not the cheapest one. I would say it was probably a $40 iron, but nothing compared to like this Rowenta. So what I do with these cargo shorts is I mean, look at look at that. Now look at this side. I mean, it doesn't even lay down. So that's why I typically do those. And then your pockets are like this. It makes me cringe when I put on pants or shorts and the pockets all bunched up. I don't care if someone's chasing after me. I've got to fix it. So, but otherwise, a very nice iron for those of you who are looking, or just have any questions about Rowentas. You can drop a comment if I didn't address something in the review. But overall, I mean, there's not really much to say about an iron. I don't iron multiple layers of fabrics or anything like that. I know in the movie Cheaper by the Dozen, they picked on Ashton Kutcher in the movie and they were like, oh, the man irons his jeans. But on the QVC demonstration, they show the layers of denim that you can iron through. Well, what do people own that isn't, or that is denim other than jeans? And if you own a denim jacket, you need to either put that somewhere that nobody will see it or burn it, because no. But anyway, so overall, very nice iron. The only thing that this doesn't have that the one on QVC had that I saw was it had what they called a platinum sole plate, not platinum, platinum. It had an extra I in there. And it's like a special coating that they put exclusively on the QVC irons for a short period of time. And then they finally put it on their other models outside of QVC. But this one doesn't have it, but I don't care. But the reason why I bought a Rowenta is because of the quality, but I also wanted like a wider iron. And I just like the shape of the Rowentas. I know my hand's in the way, but I like the overall shape of the Rowenta irons. I think that they just look, and they definitely do, from testing this one out, they do a better job. I also want to mention the auto off feature. I believe if it's horizontal or sitting down for more than so many seconds, it will automatically go into the shut off mode. And then if it's left on for like so many minutes, it will automatically, you'll see it blinking right here. This light will start to blink, and it will automatically shut off there too. So thank you for watching. And I also want to point out that Rowenta is the #1 garment care appliance company, allegedly. And make sure that you get a German one. Don't buy a Chinese one. You're better off just sticking with a Hamilton Beach if you're going to do that. But thank you.